Welcome to Cooking with Bender. My name is Shane, and this is Bender. Today we're going to be trying to make something that I loved eating growing up. Stuffed Crust Pizza. This is only the second time I've tried making it, and the first time was a disaster, so let's see if I do better this time. It will be used in store-bought pizza crust, pizza sauce, black mozzarella cheese, mushrooms, pepperoni, and trying out my pizza stone. Oh, and I almost forgot, string cheese. But first off, you want to start off with putting flour down on your work surface and on your paddle. This should help keep your raw pizza dough from sticking to anything. And you also want to start preheating your oven to about 400, especially if you have pizza stone, you need it nice and hot first. Alright, so now we want to take a rolling pin and flatten out the dough a little bit more. You don't want it super thin, but a little bit thinner than it comes from the box is good. Now you want to take 6 packs of string cheese, cut them all in half, and line them around the outside of the crust. You don't have to cut each one in half, but I'm doing it just to make it a little bit easier for the rolling. And you end up lining the outside of the pizza crust just like this. Alright, so now you want to roll the edge of the pizza over the cheese sticks and tuck it up underneath really good. And if you need to, take some water and damp it up just underneath to kind of seal it better. What happens if you don't tuck the crust under good enough, then the mozzarella cheese just kind of forces its way out and it isn't stuffed crust pizza anymore. You just have really cheesy pizza with curled crust. And as you can see, this isn't classical pizza shape. It's more of a, hexagon? Alright, so now I'm going to go back over it with it. A little bit of water on my fingers this way, try to make it or seal around the bottom of the dough. And now we just slide the pizza dough onto the paddle and set to the side for a little bit until the oven is done preheating. The oven is preheated, so I put the crust in it for about 5 minutes to pre-cook. And while I do that, I'm going to cut up some mushrooms for the toppings. Alright, the crust is pre-baked just slightly, so I'm going to go back through and do some touch-ups on the rolls just to make sure that no cheese is escaping. I'm going to start off by grating some mozzarella onto the crust itself. Just a little bit. You don't want to get too much, but I want to get some bonding with the sauce and the cheese. Now it's time to add the sauce. You want to spread it across the crust pretty evenly and get into the little crevices, if you can. As you can see here, just use a spoon to spread it across. You don't need anything too fancy for this. Now it's time to add some more cheese to the top. Alright, so now that the cheese is done, you want to add whatever toppings else you want. I'm going to go with mushrooms and pepperoni, but do whatever's good for you. Alright, and now when you're happy with your toppings, slap it in the oven on the pizza stone for about 15 to 20 minutes, but just keep an eye on it to make sure that it's nice and golden brown before you take it out. It has been 18 minutes and Bender says the pizza is ready. As you can see, the crust came unrolled a little bit on the left part, but the right part's pretty good, so half success. I did use a little bit more cheese than I probably should have, so don't go overboard like I did. So, as you can see, apparently I don't know how to cut a pizza all the way through. Let's try this again. So the hardest part of making this pizza is rolling it to get the cheese to stay inside, and apparently cutting it. But I finally got it. The pizza did come under a little bit, so I messed up a little bit there, but it was tasty, even with a little bit too much cheese. So overall, 6 out of 10. If there's anything else you'd like me to cook, let me know in the post below. And see you later.